Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So, in today's video, I want to talk about something which we all desperately need, but still, very few of us truly understand the meaning of it. Like, we all keep asking for more money, more success, more time, more comfort, but what do we truly want? What we truly want is barakah in our life. Okay, barakah is not just a blessing, it's not just increase. Barakah is when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala puts divine goodness into something in a way that it becomes more than what it appears to be. So, barakah is when little becomes enough, when small becomes impactful, and when limited becomes abundant and sufficient. Okay, like you can have like 10 hours in a day and still feel like you have achieved nothing. Okay, whereas on the other hand, there are some people who have like only 3 productive hours and yet they manage to complete everything peacefully. Now, that difference is what I'm talking about. That difference is barakah, my dear brothers and sisters, and this is what we should keep asking with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is what we need to have in our life, and we should desperately ask for it. Now, let me talk about barakah in time. Okay, have you ever noticed that some days you wake up very early, yet you feel like your entire day has rushed, and some days you wake up with the same 24 hours, yet everything flows smoothly? That is barakah. Barakah in time means you pray 2 rakat and you feel calm for the entire day. You read one ayah and it stays in your heart. You spend like just 10 minutes with your parents and it feels like a gift. Now that is barakah. Remember, barakah is not about long hours, it's about meaningful hours. And we all think, right, that barakah is all about becoming rich. No, you are mistaken. You know, there are so many people who have very good income, but they're always stressed about their health, about their family, about their marriage. And on the other hand, we have families with limited income, yet they have peaceful homes, because barakah in wealth means your money stretches, your expenses stay manageable, and your home becomes content. It means no matter how much you have, but your heart is not anxious. That is barakah, that you feel content and you feel peaceful. Okay, so you know, sometimes Allah gives a person lot of wealth, but He removes barakah, and sometimes Allah gives a person limited wealth, but He puts so much barakah in it that it feels abundant and sufficient. So this is barakah in wealth. Now let me talk about this important thing, that is barakah in relationship. Okay, so barakah in relationship means, see, there are times, I think you all have noticed, you know, like you might be surrounded by a lot of people and yet you feel lonely, you feel restless, and sometimes you just have one right companion with you and you already feel emotionally safe. Yeah, so that is barakah. So barakah in marriage means even during hardship there is mercy, even during arguments there is respect, and even during financial crisis there is unity. And barakah in friendship means they remind you of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they take care of your dignity, and they make your akhirah better. Okay, so not every relationship is blessed, but when Allah puts barakah in it, that relationship becomes a source of peace. So that is what barakah in relationship means. Now let me also talk about barakah in knowledge. See, we might have read like 100 or 200 books in our life, but still we might feel empty. But sometimes you might just like read one sincere reminder, you might just understand that, and your life changes after that. That is barakah in knowledge. Without barakah, information just stays in your mind, but with barakah, it transforms your heart. So barakah means you act upon what you have learned, and you remember what you have studied and you go through it. That is barakah, because it transforms our heart. Okay, so now this is important. We often complain that my money is not enough, my time is not enough, my expenses are too much. But have we ever questioned ourselves that, have I protected the barakah in my life? Because let me tell you, barakah is directly connected to praying salah on time, giving charity, avoiding sins, halal income, gratitude, honesty, respecting parents. So all of this is connected to barakah. So when sins increases, barakah decreases. And when gratitude increases, barakah multiplies. Because remember, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned in the Quran that if you are grateful, I will surely increase you. Now that increase is not always visible, my dear brothers and sisters. Sometimes it is just protection from unseen calamity, and sometimes it is internal peace. So remember, barakah is not about having a perfect life, okay? It is about having Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's support in our life. It is when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, I am with you in this. And honestly, what more do we need? Because life without barakah is meaningless. Because your heart is always anxious, it is always stressed, and you're not happy, you're not content with your life. But when Allah places barakah, it automatically changes everything. You become satisfied and content with it. So that is what we should ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So how do we invite barakah? Simple, by praying salah on time even when it's difficult. Okay, by stopping haram income completely, by avoiding sins openly, by giving charity regularly even if it is small, by respecting parents, okay, by being sincerely grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, making istighfar sincerely to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and keeping our homes filled with dhikr and with Quran. And definitely there will be barakah in our life. So my dear brothers and sisters, maybe you're in a difficult phase right now, maybe your income feels tight, maybe it's very difficult to manage everything now, but remember, this too shall change. And when you're asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, don't just ask for more, ask him for barakah, because barakah is all what we need. Okay, so may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put barakah in our life, in our health, in our marriage, in our children, in our rizq, and in every silent effort we have made. Allahumma Ameen. Jazakallahu khairan for listening, and if you feel that this video has touched your heart, please share it with someone whom you think needs this video. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.